Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saima. I'm a faculty member at LUMS. I also take care of learning and development at National Incubation Center Lahore at LUMS. The idea today is to give you a short overview of asking questions about the program that we've opened up called Entrepreneurship 101. I'm also joined by Shanze and Umar. Thank you both of you for joining and answering questions for our aspiring Entrepreneurship 101 students. I wanted to add here that as a learning and development person, I have personally been part of developing this Entrepreneurship 101 course with the University of Saarland and the faculty at LUMS. There's a lot of thought that has gone through in designing this program in terms of focus groups with startups, talking with investors, talking to prospective students, talking to entrepreneurs who had not gone through incubation, and talking to them what kind of preliminary training could have helped them steer their ideas towards becoming entrepreneurial. One of the objectives that this course has is to make university-going students choose entrepreneurship in a bigger majority as compared to what they do today. So happy to introduce this course university-wide with our partners and now opening it up to others also. A very surprising fact for both of you, most of the people who have applied, and we've got a very overwhelming response to Entrepreneurship 101 in the present offering, are people of age group of 30 and above. So unexpectedly, we thought this would only work for students, but it looks like other people are also thinking entrepreneurially. I would really encourage students to look this up as we close applications soon. This is not just important for entrepreneurs, and I'll let Umar and Shanze comment on this later. It's also companies and corporate sector is also looking at entrepreneurial mindset being developed within their employees to think of things creatively, to think of solutions in a different way. So I think either ways, these kind of programs really help. Some of the questions that I would like to answer right away is about the mode of instruction of this program. So the University of Saarland, with our help, curated the online content, which they will talk about later. Also, the content through a portal is available to you, and each group, you work in groups and teams. And the groups and teams present in a live session once a week, so 4 times in the whole month of 4 weeks program. And they'll all of them present, and LUMS faculty goes through their ideas, fine-tunes them, gives them feedback. They learn from each other's ideas, and that's how it works. We have some questions from our applicants who applied right now. I'll be happy to answer those questions along with Shanze and Umar being able to do that. I'll start by letting both of them briefly introduce themselves. Shanze, please introduce yourself.
Okay, so I am Shanze. I'm currently enrolled in Bachelor's in Computer Sciences at LUMS, School of Science and Engineering, and I'm in my 3rd year right now. And I took this course in the first winter vacations that I had over here. And since then I've been connected to Ma'am Saima and NICL in multiple ways, and it's been a great experience overall.
Umar, apne bare mein batao kuch.
So I'm Umar Khalid Khan. I'm the founder of Rocket Hire. We are a recruitment tech startup that helps small and medium-sized companies find software engineering talent, pre-vetted software engineering talent.
थोड़ा सा everyday terms में explain करो Rocket Hire क्या है.
So what Rocket Hire does is so companies of sizes from 11 to 100 when they need IT talent, so they have problems hiring IT talent in Pakistan because of the resources they have in terms of personnel in Pakistan mein, and there's a massive talent scarcity as well in Pakistan mein. So we help those companies find pre-vetted, which is like already interviewed, technically interviewed software engineers. So instead of getting like 50 applicants for one position, which usually recruitment agencies deti hain, you provide them 3 or 4 pre-vetted candidates who can just slot right in the roles. So I took this bootcamp 101 with Shanze in the last winter, and I think we'll talk about it later as well, how it has helped me massively in my incubation and in my journey over here.
आई थिंक ये बहुत एक अच्छा सेगवे है जहां पर मैं ये सबको बताना चाहूंगी ऑडियंस को भी कि हम इस प्रोग्राम को 2 दफा पायलट कर चुके हैं और उसकी हर दफा की लर्निंग्स को हम नेक्स्ट टाइम उस प्रोग्राम को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए यूज करते हैं। हमने इसको पहले इंटरनली पायलट किया विद इन लम्स, फिर अब हमने इसको आउटसाइड ऑडियंस के लिए खोला है। एंड आई थिंक नाउ इट्स इन अ प्लेस जहां पर आई थिंक जो भी ये ज्वाइन करेगा उसको इसमें से बहुत ह्यूज वैल्यू लगेगी। सो इट्स नॉट कि हमने इसको ट्राई एंड टेस्ट नहीं किया या इससे अपनी लर्निंग्स को इनकॉर्पोरेट नहीं किया। आई थिंक नाउ इट हैज बिकम एंड वी आर ट्राइंग, अब इस दफा भी हम कुछ और एडिशनल चीजें इसके अंदर करेंगे टू मेक इट अ मोर होलसम एक्सपीरियंस, जो जिस किस्म की फीडबैक आप दोनों के कोहॉर्ट्स ने दिया हमें। सो द रीजन वाई हमने इन 2 लोगों को चूज किया, इनमें से उमर हैज ऑलरेडी पहले हमारे साथ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप 101 किया उमर ने, और अब उमर हमारी फाउंड्री ट्रेनिंग एप्लीकेशंस फॉर द फाउंड्री ट्रेनिंग भी खुली है इस वक्त। अगर आपका आइडिया थोड़ा सा प्रोग्रेस्ड है, प्लीज लुक अप आवर फाउंड्री ट्रेनिंग ऑल्सो। सो उमर इज पार्ट ऑफ द फाउंड्री ट्रेनिंग। सो हमारा एक मकसद ये था कि जो लोग थोड़ा सा अपने किसी आइडिया को चाहे स्टूडेंट लाइफ में या स्टूडेंट लाइफ के बाद उसको थोड़ा सा फर्म करना चाह रहे हैं, हमारे पास फाउंड्री ट्रेनिंग के लिए भी एक अच्छी स्ट्रीम बन जाए, लोगों के पास आइडियाज थोड़े से स्ट्रीमलाइन होके आए। तो दैट्स व्हाई वी चोज उमर, क्योंकि इसने अगली वाली ट्रेनिंग भी ली, राइट अवे ही ले ली ऑलमोस्ट। एंड शानजे हैज, जैसे भी कह रही थी, हमारे साथ बहुत सारे तरीकों से इन्वॉल्व है। शी स्टिल अ स्टूडेंट। इन्होंने पहले हमारे साथ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप 101 किया, और जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको इसके साथ इसकी फॉलो अप ट्रेनिंग्स लेने की जरूरत है। एंड वील टॉक टू शानजे कि कैसे उसने इसको हेल्प किया, जो कुछ ये भी कर रही है। आई थिंक शी इज अ ग्रेट चेंज एजेंट ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, अपने घर के अंदर भी छोटे बहन भाइयों को भी इस रास्ते पे ला रही है। सो देयर बहुत तरीकों से लोगों को इन्फ्लुएंस कर सकती हैं इस तरह की ट्रेनिंग्स। सो उमर, मैं पहले आपसे क्वेश्चन शुरू करती हूँ कि यू नाउ, अभी आप हमारे कोहॉर्ट 10 में, जो कि 6 महीने की थोड़ी सी ज्यादा स्ट्रक्चर्ड और इंटेंसिव ट्रेनिंग है, अगेन लेड बाय लम्स फैकल्टी, उसका पार्ट हो। हाउ डिड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप 101, आपको ये लगा था कि ये काफी है मेरे लिए या मुझे और ट्रेनिंग करने की जरूरत है? व्हाई डिड दैट अडॉप्शन happened very very quickly for you, moving from Entrepreneurship 101 to the foundry training?
ठीक है, I'll start with a little background ताकि वो थोड़ा I'll transition into it. तो मेरा background was in software engineering. My degree has been in software engineering, और मेरा exposure जो है वो मेरे दोस्त है वहाँ भी सारे software engineering के थे, और उस हिसाब से startups और इस तरह की चीजें, that has always been a lot of interest to me, right? तो जब, और मैंने NIC 2-4 दफा पहले देखा था, I was always very excited to wonder how it is to work over here, startups में काम करना किस तरह होता है। तो जो ये boot camp की applications open हुए, I applied to it because I just wanted to know कि startup ecosystem में और startups चलते कैसे। तो इससे मुझे transition after graduation from boot camp, इसमें मुझे हुआ ये कि मुझे ये पता चला कि although I got a lot of knowledge breadth wise, but there's a lot of work that I still have to do if I want to create a startup, I want to work with it and all. But it gave me very good foundations and very good understanding what is going to be required in terms of work ethic, in terms of the kinds of things that we'll be covering, topics जो होते हैं, किस तरह डिजाइन थिंकिंग जैसे कुछ चीज थी, पहले नहीं कभी किस तरह पे काम किया था, सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग पे भी करना पड़ेगा एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट। So it provided me great foundations to build upon that. और इसीलिए जब मैंने कंप्लीट किया तो मुझे अंदाजा हुआ कि I need to spend a lot more time on this, and I was in a place when I wanted to apply for the foundry program, and so I did.
Yeah, I think ये तुमने एक बहुत important बात की है, क्योंकि जब हमें foundry applications के लोग reach out करते हैं हमारी 6 month training के लिए, तो वो अक्सर आइडिया इतने लिक्विड फॉर्म में हमारे पास लाते हैं, और जब वो उसमें रिजेक्ट हो जाते हैं तो उनको बहुत परेशानी होती है। So another thing that I would like to tell here to the audience is Entrepreneurship 101 में the chances that you will, there's a very very easy criteria of selection. Most of you who will apply, if your application is filled very carefully, there is no selection criteria. there is a fee of rupees 10,000 rupees, and the fact that you will be rejected इसकी बहुत ही छोटी probability है, and so I think it's a fairly easy program to do it. So हमारे लिए बहुत आसानी हमें भी ये हुई foundry training के लिए कि लोग अपने idea को, जो अभी तुम्हारी struggles हैं आजकल team के साथ, कि you work with different people जो के लम्स के थे उस वक्त different schools से, that might have given that firmness to your idea, कि आप पहले 6-7 लोग आपस में डिबेट करते हैं उस कॉन्सेप्ट को, उस आइडिया को, उसकी वर्किंग को, फिर क्लासरूम के अंदर 5-6 ग्रुप्स और फीडबैक देते हैं, फैकल्टी मेंबर फीडबैक देता है, एंड दैट्स गुड टू नो कि उसने तुम्हें अगली ट्रेनिंग के लिए या अपने आइडिया को नेक्स्ट स्टेप पे ले जाने के लिए थोड़ा सा तुम्हें कॉन्क्रीट कर दिया.
I'll just add a bit to that कि जब boot camp 101 में the final thing that we had, of course it was very far from what we have right now or far from perfect, लेकिन वो feedback होना बहुत जरूरी था. अगर मेरे पास वो feedback नहीं होता तो probably application for the foundry program wouldn't have been the one जो कि हमने फिर apply किया.
Right.
तो we worked on that. तो उससे हमें feedback जो मिला, it was very honest feedback and it helped me realize कि वो क्या shortcomings हैं, what are the things that we need to work on to apply for the foundry program.
Right. Thank you. So Shanza, you didn't really, in our sense, in the National Incubation Center sense, right away apply in a training. But I'm sure उस जो भी छोटा सा boot camp of this month, वो Entrepreneurship 101 आपने हमारे साथ किया, how do you see it affecting the way you think and operate, and what do you think it changed in you?
All right. So before I took the course, I was a solely computer science oriented person. But in our daily life, especially in Pakistani culture, मेरे ख्याल में even parents, yeah, my natural setup is that we do not encourage entrepreneurship or risking our careers as much.
Yeah.
हमें होता है that we have to choose a safe streamline for ourselves. Having this course was a great opportunity for me because I always wanted to, do something besides my main major, which is computer science, or maybe something in collaboration to it. So this course really broadened my horizons. That there were moments I used to feel like maybe I didn't research much. Maybe I should have been in an entrepreneurship major. It was something that I enjoyed so much, and that actually showed me that there is so much I'm not even looking forward to. There is so much more which I can do. And since then, I feel like that I have started having conversations with my peers and my instructors, because we have great instructors over here. And then obviously NICL is so connected with our societies at LUMS as well, like IEEE and Index. So I have had this thinking since then. I'm trying to gather a team along with me so that we can actually start pursuing something that we want to, which would be an added thing to our major, our degree, and maybe there might come a time where we would make that our major instead of just solely studying computer science. I think that there's a lot of potential, and everyone should at once in life try exploring things like this.
So Shanze, that's a very valid point to make here कि ये एक opportunity है अपने disciplines of study से बाहर अपने आप को expose करने की. And I think तुम लोग इतने lucky हो this generation. If you ask my generation, we did not have this opportunity in universities, the opportunity of having incubation centers, having the opportunity to go किसी से अपने idea के बारे में बात भी करने की. दूसरी मुझे लगता है I don't mean to say that बाकी यूनिवर्सिटीज अच्छा काम नहीं कर रही पाकिस्तान के अंदर, बट लम्स ने अपने लिए एक रेपुटेशन अर्न किया है in terms of research, in terms of new ideas, in terms of our faculty. So ये बाहर के लोगों के लिए other than लम्स के स्टूडेंट्स बड़ी अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है इस यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर आकर देखने की कि यहाँ क्या हो रहा है, हमसे सीखने की, हमें कुछ सिखाने की. क्योंकि मुझे लगा है कि हमारी ट्रेनिंग्स में ये लोगों को बहुत एक अमेजिंग फैक्ट लगता है कि एकदम अगर अर्लियर जिंदगी में एक्सपोजर नहीं मिला था ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटीज का, वो भी है. एंड आई थिंक आई वुड आल्सो लाइक टू ऐड हियर कि इसके लिए किसी किस्म की डिग्री की क्वालिफिकेशन की जरूरत नहीं है. अगर आप अपना काम करते हो और आपने फॉर्मल एजुकेशन नहीं भी ली लेकिन हमसे सीखना चाहते हो, दिस इज अ ग्रेट अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर पीपल टू डू दैट. सो सिर्फ ये ना समझें कि सिर्फ स्टूडेंट्स आ सकते हैं, यूनिवर्सिटी के बच्चे आ सकते हैं. दिस इज ओपन फॉर, आई थिंक हमने नीचे वाली एज का एक गैप आइडेंटिफाई किया हुआ. आई थिंक ए लेवल से ऊपर वाले स्टूडेंट्स को हम केटर करना चाहते हैं. लेकिन अगर नहीं भी फॉर्मल एजुकेशन से आ रहे हैं, मैं बहुत इनकरेज करूंगी कि जस्ट don't be double-minded about it and come and try the training. Umar, I'm going to ask you a question or a message for people who are double-minded right now. Will it be worth my time or not? Comment on that. Is it worth the 4 weeks that you did here?
It is definitely worth 4 weeks that you put in. It is going to give you a lot more exposure than you expect. And then you have again, जैसे हमने बात की कि काफी सारे disciplines touch होते हैं. So I didn't have any exposure to business. We got to read business use cases, and we got to know कि startups के लिए pitch कैसे करना है. तो there's presentations जो academic presentations होती हैं, and then there's presentations and pitching for startups. आपने sales की क्या चीजें देखनी है. Again, वो design thinking, it's something that's very important. I keep going back to that. वो चीजें किस तरह देखनी है. So you get a lot more exposure, and you get it in like a contracted period of 4 weeks. और मेरे ख्याल से ये जैसे शांति ने बात की कि इस पीरियड के लिए नहीं होता आपका, आप जिसमें चीजें सीखते हैं. तो once you learn those things, you start seeing things in a different way. How businesses are run, how startups are run. वैसे भी जिंदगी में you start seeing multiple aspects of things that go into running anything or anything that is happening. So it's definitely worth the 4 weeks of training and the effort that you have to put in as well.
Yeah.
And everybody should apply.
So शांति, क्योंकि आप दोनों ने जब किया था तो यही वाला टाइम था, विंटर वेकेशंस लास्ट ईयर, पिछली दफा हमने समर वेकेशंस में भी किया. मुझे लगता है इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर यंग पीपल टू फील लाइक कमिंग टू समथिंग एवरी डे. इफ मुझे पता है बीच में तो तुम लोग सिर्फ वीडियोस देख रहे होते हो और घर से भी कहीं से भी एक्सेस कर सकते हो ड्यूरिंग द वीक्स, लेकिन जो 4 हमारे इन पर्सन सेशंस थे, how motivated were you to come, और तुम्हें कितनी वैल्यू लगती थी उन इन पर्सन सेशंस की?
I'll start with something not very directly relevant to the course. I was since I came to LUMS, I feel like this incubation center is such a good place to just sit and work at. It has this welcoming environment. So I was always excited to come over here and work because it was a lively environment. People might have seen the pictures of this incubation center as well. I find this one of the prettiest places at LUMS. So it's always refreshing coming here. And then whenever me and Umar especially we used to work on presentations mostly. जब भी हम presentation बनाने थे, we used to think कि इस बार तो हमारी presentation is perfect, मतलब flawless, इसमें तो कोई issue हो ही नहीं सकता. And then when we used to come and we used to get feedback from you and Shreya and multiple people over here. So it was always a one-on-one session. So it's not like we used to get bored or we used to think we're wasting our time or anything. Every single thing that was happening over there was so engaging. And then when we used to get to feedback other groups, that was something very important as well, because आपको ये नजर आता है that the flaws which are not there in your project maybe are, if you can find them out in someone else's, and the missing things which are there in your project which are not there in the other. So it's a very, very deep thought process that happens in the session. And then obviously we used to have a very friendly environment as well. That was something which is also an added thing. It was not like you're sitting in between strangers. At the end especially, we developed like a family. That's an environment. I think it's definitely worth it. Even though I had winter vacations after such a tiring semester, but I used to love coming here. That's great.
So the faculty that we choose, जिन faculty members की बात शांति और उमर कर रहे हैं, they are LUMS के specialists in entrepreneurship. उन्होंने case studies लिखी हैं, वो entrepreneurship के अंदर ही काम करते हैं, and they are specialists in that field, and they have listened to tons of ideas, जिसकी वजह से वो इसी किस्म की feedback लोगों को दे सकते हैं. So Umar, maybe we can talk about क्या इसको सिर्फ उन्हीं लोगों को ज्वाइन करना चाहिए जिनके पास पहले से कोई आइडिया है, या कुछ ग्रुप्स ने आइडियाज वहां भी डेवलप किए थे? दोनों तरह के लोग आ सकते हैं या किसको करना चाहिए?
So in startups, ideas are worth a lot less than people usually think. So they evolve a lot over time, even over months. So you should definitely apply if you have an idea or not. वो मेरे ख्याल से ideas हमारे भी इसी तरह decide हुए थे कि group में बैठ के we had a bunch of ideas. Everybody pitched 2 or 3 ideas और उसमें से we chose the top 3 और उसमें से then we chose one. So and it was a brainstorming session. कि हर किसी के पास जो जहन में आ रहा है, it was relevant to repeat. Somebody in our group was I think was doing something related to agriculture, had an idea about agriculture as well. So हमारे पास कोई idea नहीं था वैसे, तो it was just brainstorming and working in groups, and it's also a very good starting point to learn how to work in groups and brainstorming this, because you're going to be working with these people for the next 4 weeks. So you don't need to have an idea to apply, you should apply anything.
I think it will be a bigger opportunity this time because we've opened it up to other universities and to the larger public in Lahore. लाहौर स्पेसिफिकली मैं इसलिए कह रही हूँ क्योंकि अगर कोई लाहौर से बाहर भी आके महीने हमारी इन पर्सन सेशंस कर सकता है, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी टू डू दैट, बिकॉज मुझे लगता है कि द कंटेंट वाज वेरी गुड, द वन दैट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ जार्लैंड ने जो बनाया, इजी शॉर्ट वीडियोस हैं जो बहुत आराम से आपको समझ आती हैं, और उसी के बेसिस के ऊपर आपने प्रेजेंटेशन करनी है। और बीच में 1 हफ्ते के अंदर यूजुअली लोग ये भी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, जो भी एप्लीकेशंस आई उनमें लोगों ने पूछा कि अगर उन ऑनलाइन सेशंस में मुझे कोई हेल्प चाहिए हो तो कौन हेल्प करेगा। सो यूजुअली मुझे लगता है वो मॉडल यही है कि वो इतनी सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी वीडियोस हैं, द वंस दैट आर डेवलप्ड, एंड आपको पोर्टल के थ्रू एक्सेस मिलेगा उसका, कि फॉलो अप क्वेश्चंस बहुत कम आए। हमने जब 2 दफा उसको प्रोटोटाइप किया, पायलट किया विद यू, एंड ऑल्सो आई थिंक ग्रुप लर्न था कि एक दूसरे से लोग सीख रहे थे बिफोर यू केम टू द क्लासरूम फॉर द प्रेजेंटेशन, एंड देन द थर्ड लेवल ऑफ लर्निंग तब हुई जब फैकल्टी मेंबर के साथ आपने इंटरेक्ट किया। शांति, यू वांट टू कमेंट ऑन दैट?
No, I was just doing.
So I'll add a couple of faculty members of interaction that was very helpful, because that was very candid feedback, and it was always feedback that, so it wasn't just critique, it was feedback that would make you think about कि आप सोचें ये और इस तरह हो सकता है, इस तरह हो सकता है, and these kinds of things.
Yeah, and I would like to add because we are limited to a certain field, you know, then people over there, because I feel like entrepreneurship is a complete institute within itself. It's not a specific sector. It has so much to cover, as Umar also mentioned. So whatever opinion or whatever feedback they had to give us, it was mostly out of our thought process, because if we could think like that, we would have implemented it early. So it was definitely a learning experience, because every time we used to get to know something totally different, which we hadn't even imagined ये भी aspect हो सकता है.
Sure. So हमने सेकेंड टाइम अराउंड ओरिएंटेशन को इस तरह बेहतर किया, मी एंड माय टीम, कि हमने लोगों को कहा जिस जो ग्रुप्स बना लें विद इन द ग्रुप, जो हमने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बनाया उनका आप अपने ग्रुप्स बना लें, पीपल न्यू ईच अदर और डिडंट नो ईच अदर। उसमें एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज ये की हमने कि जिन लोगों के पास उमर की तरह आइडियाज थे, उन्होंने ग्रुप के अंदर अपने आइडियाज जॉट डाउन कर दिए, एंड पीपल kind of said, I want to be in his group, I like this idea also. So that really helped us last time. There was some जिनके पास बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं था, उनको हमने कहा कि okay, we can throw in some ideas, उसमें से चूज कर सकते हो। So लोगों ने किसी एक बंदे के आइडिया पे भी काम किया, people with no idea also developed an idea and work around it. The concept of this course is not कि आप एक master class है Entrepreneurship 101 की, ये आपको सिर्फ बता रही है कि entrepreneurship के building blocks क्या हैं, and as a team the kind of diversity, कोई engineering background से है, कोई law की background से है, कोई school of sciences से है, कोई medical doctor है, how can they come together and make teams and work and thrash their idea, कि लोगों से पूछो ये चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, इसकी opportunity है कि नहीं है, अगर मुझे इस काम को फर्क तरीके से करना है। जैसे बहुत सारे रॉकेट हायर के जैसे सिमिलर बिजनेस आइडियाज हैं, लेकिन शुरू में ये जान लेना कि मेरा आइडिया किसी और के आइडिया से, जो मार्केट में आइडियाज हैं या इंटरनेशनल आइडियाज हैं, उनसे कैसे फर्क है, उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ता है। So मुझे बताओ कि तुम लोगों के लिए so one of the questions that people have is कि जो हमारे in-person sessions हैं so just for the sake of knowledge हमारे in-person sessions usually Friday को run होते हैं in the second half of the day. So तुम लोगों को कितना टाइट लगता था वो टाइम प्रिपेयर करने के लिए प्रेजेंटेशन, और ये लगता था कि फैकल्टी मेंबर जल्दी जल्दी फीडबैक देख के दौड़ रहा है, या अच्छा टाइम लगता था जो 1-to-1 मिला? उमर, फर्स्ट यू कैन कमेंट ऑन दिस.
So I think it was pretty well paced. वो हफ्ते में एक दफा presentations होती थी और presentations पे work करना होता था. The kind of the amount of work that you put in is directly relational कि आपकी अगली presentation कितनी अच्छी होगी. और आपको feedback से समझ आना शुरू हो जाता है कि आप कितना काम उसके अंदर डालना है for the next presentations and preparing for the presentations. और milestones भी होते हैं जो तो it was pretty well paced. और कुछ cases में workload अगर आपको ज़्यादा लगे तो that's because that's a very a good expectation to have about startups कि किस तरह की commitment चाहिए होती है, किस तरह का workload चाहिए होता है. I think it was overall pretty well paced.
Okay. Shanse, comment on the कि हमने जो कुछ तुमने क्लासरूम में पढ़ा during this course content के बारे में, वो तुम्हें कितना complete in its shorter time period, कितना complete लगा, and you went out with a clearer view of entrepreneurship?
I believe that we covered almost all of the aspects of entrepreneurship, but they were on a scale which was easy to understand. So इसलिए the concepts were easy to grasp. ऐसे नहीं था that we had to go in great details of everything. That was obviously our personal choice. But the way those videos, you also mentioned, were structured and the content was given, it was so precise and so easy to understand that it didn't take as much effort to, usually when you take even entrepreneurship courses at LUMS, that those are 6-month period long courses. And I feel like 6 months of content, we covered that in a month and we did that pretty well. Like if I want to talk to someone who's taken an entrepreneurship course at a university, I believe I'll have the same level of understanding as them.
So जो वीक के अंदर जब आप रिकॉर्डेड कंटेंट देख रही थी, कितना टाइम देना पड़ता था पूरे हफ्ते में उस कंटेंट को देखने के लिए?
I think not much. I don't really remember. Umar.
कितना टाइम लगता था?
I think maybe it was around an hour per week because the videos were very precise.
5.
But after every video you have to go work on things that they tell you to do in video. तो वो
That extent.
तो वो 1 घंटा का शायद वो तो it takes around an hour to more at least per week to work on those.
Also depends on your own pace because we as students are already used to doing things like that. So it was not a big deal in that way.
I would also like to tell our audience that the course comes with a price of rupees 10,000. And I think the kind of feedback that we've gotten is it's really worth the money in terms of the feedback that you get from faculty and the learnings that you get from group work. This course starts on the 2nd of January. And it's 4 weeks. I've talked to you about the content online as well as the in-person sessions. Happy to answer questions. अगर आपके पास कोई सवाल हो तो as a follow-up हमें हमारे in the chat that's following this Facebook live, please feel free to ask these questions. There's an email address also on our Facebook key and social media key posts. Anything you both would like to say to wrap this conversation? Give a shout out to people to apply.
इस साइड से आपके पास आइडिया है आप क्या नहीं है, आप किसी भी डिसिप्लिन से हैं नहीं है अभी डिग्री कर रहे नहीं कि you should definitely apply. It's definitely an experience worth going through. You learn a lot in the 4 weeks and it will give you a great foundation and a great understanding about the startups and ecosystems and a business as a whole, and you'll get a wider perspective of everything that you see around yourself.
Thank you. Shanse?
I believe the same because when you're here in those sessions, you have people from different disciplines. It's such a great opportunity to learn. We had people who were 30, 40 years old, and we also had people who were university going in their first years and just out of A levels. So I think वो जो एक collection of the diversity. It was so much so that we were able to learn from each other, and then overall the environment was very good, and I think definitely a learning experience rather than wasting your time at home just watching seasons and winters. It's something you should look up to, because not just that, I feel like having building a connection with UNICL, that can also help people in multiple ways. They can maybe find opportunities other than entrepreneurship once they come out and connect with
I
that.
think I'll add one
Sure.
thing. Even if you're at an older age than students or undergrad students, so I'm perfect example of that. तो आप बिल्कुल apply करें. काफी सारे लोग थे उस वक्त भी. And it also creates a very good blend of experience and enthusiasm and the passion that younger people have and the practicality that older people have. तो आप अगर इस एज से ज्यादा नहीं है तब भी जरूर अप्लाई करें. And again, we should definitely apply this program.
Thank you, Shanze and Umar. So to the audience watching us online, if you want to, if the three of us have inspired us anyway, this is also an opportunity to personally meet myself, to meet Shanze and Umar at the center. And I'll be part of the training also, and looking forward to having all of you at Entrepreneurship 101 offered by the National Incubation Center at LUMS in January 2023. Thank you.